The Origins of Life, G Creation, Part 10. So, as we've discussed before, it's like a body of water and then some water splashing out, like a wave, or just a drop of water splashing out. And how that kind of like forms a head and all that kind of stuff. So you've got the stillness of the water and the action, kind of having a yin and yang polarization within itself, as it represents like the entire ocean. It's like all the waves create the legs and all these kind of things and stuff. So here again, it's more pronounced, and it's got like a head shape at the top, despite the fact that its eyes there. So it's, you know, the body of the insect's there. You can see all its like rings and stuff like that kind of thing. Its legs, its head's there, and its wings. So all this is more aesthetic. But it's showing you its shape, you know what I mean? It's showing you, like I say, it's similar to how it comes off a plant, and plants follow the same pattern of the waves and all these kind of things. So, but the main thing is like the two body thing, because it's got like a body there and a body there, you know what I mean? So, as we've got two of those, so we look at the duck, it's got the body of a head, it leaps out of the body of its body. And so we've got that same repetition, like the ocean, and then the splash out, and that wave as it opens up and catches stuff, you know. Not particularly catches, but you know, as it comes over, it catches the rocks on shore, or the air, you know what I mean, and stuff. It's how it learned to breathe and all these kind of things. And also noteworthy is like the yellow and the white, so like the egg. Like using the same colours. Not all ducks, but you know. So we've got same again here. I'm not sure if that's a real one, considering she's painting it, but you know, the same example. You got the splash of water coming out and all that kind of stuff. Sunlight reflects to create light. So the sunlight being the light, like the duck's beak being yellow. What are these? Oh no, one's eyes. So like the wave, the tunnel of the wave. You see like how the iris, it looks like water. And so imagine like the cymatics going through the water, and what happens to the cymatics as it gets to the, or what do you call it? Like the vortex edge, like you know, on the edge of a black hole, and everything gets stretched and stuff like that. It happens on with wave, doesn't it? When the water goes tighter and more faster, it stretches. You know what I mean? All the lines, the patterns stretch. You can't stretch water, obviously, but the lines and patterns and all that kind of stuff will contort to that vortex. So I think that's what we're looking at. You look at all water kind of colours and froth and all the light travelling through. And then the depth of it as well. It's like the eyes are like the windows to the soul, whereas when we look at the tunnels in the water, that's like the window to the soul of consciousness itself. So it's like God's windows. You know what I mean? It's like you'd be able to connect with all sorts, everybody that's lived and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of within that ocean. But again, see, there's a bit of time lapse, so you get like patterns look a bit off and stuff like. So it's like you got more splashing, and then the turnover, the lips of the waves, you know, the smaller waves, and it's all frothy, and it comes after the big wave or whatever, and then it's all coming round in a circle, isn't it? So that's kind of why it's like that, I think. And then you get into your termination point. So it all goes faster and drawn in. So the colours as well. You know, like ocean light colours and stuff like the gold of the sunlight, the green of the ocean, all that kind of thing. It also looks like tree rings as well. So like the previous episode, we were looking at the plant cells and the first episode, we were talking about shark egg, all that kind of stuff. You got all these different colours and patterns and stuff like. I wanted to get a variety of them. So like an ocean like it is. It's like this is where we've got our photograph of reality in his eyes, rather than his skin. His skin's a hue, so it's a tone in it and stuff like. So like day and night in that kind of sense and stuff. So it's like more like the soft when it's bubbled up and stuff, that kind of thing. It's kind of like it looks soft with waves. It's again all white and froth, mixed with blue and stuff. And you can get it here again, like all this like bit of frothy bit. It laps over, creates these little waves and patterns and stuff, kind of thing. Sometimes it all separates where all bubbles clear, so that's why you get like patches. But yeah, all sunlight in the centre, getting drawn in. So then we also compare it to flowers. Everything's like repeatable. Um, and for hands and fins, I wanted to look at that part and stuff like. So like you've got the structure of that part of your hand. I can't point with both hands. So there's a relationship between that part rather than just this part. You know, I mean, we looked at them before, compared them to fingers, but you look at this part and it's got all the intricate parts like bones and stuff. So then we've got this Elvis split. So we spoke about it being a reflection. Use this one, turn this one. So, you know, that'll be your horizon line. But then it shows you how it makes that face. It's looking more characteristic. Also shows you where the heart shape comes from. It kind of confirms a lot of things. Like, you know what I mean? When we look at the horizon, we see the sun, we see it reflected, so we compare that to our own face, and we've got like the pattern of it all and stuff. Depending which way it is. I wanted to recover the ice thing. I was talking about ice being on dome and all these kind of things and stuff like, but you'd obviously see it, wouldn't you? So I wanted to reiterate this part. In previous series I spoke about it, but what I think we're seeing, what's actually going on is it's just reflecting like the sky and all this kind of stuff. And because it's like the older it is, the more blue it gets. So the more opportunity it has had to memorize the blueness of the sky and all that kind of stuff, or greenness of the ocean. Sometimes you get green eyes. And so that's what it's doing. It's showing its ability to memorize. So the longer exposure to the sun and all this kind of stuff, the more it stays as ice and stays in that position. It's constantly absorbing that information, and it's repeating it by its, how its colours coming through. Maybe we could test it by exposing ice to a different colour and seeing if it responds to it. So we do have blue ice and we do have green ice. I've not taken a green one today. This is another aspect of things. How we are in the realm, we're a micro of a macro. So I've shown all them examples of how we integrate with the realm and stuff. And this is something I spoke about on Dudes as well, like 4 years ago. But it was before then, I've had these ideas and stuff like, but included within the research. So like in terms of your star sign and your stars, like when you're born and all that kind of stuff, what's in the sky at the time and all that kind of stuff, and how that affects you. So obviously you got different star signs, and it's almost like being born a different colour in a sense. It's like we're this prism in a way of water kept in flesh, and then when sunlight shines through us, it's like look at air. You know what I mean? You got different coloured air, haven't you? But oops, how about one like that? You consider that one of those panes is, say, the blue's an air sign, red's a fire sign, green's an earth sign, air, water. So water blue and air can be yellow. And that's what you'd be, you know what I mean? It's I'm an air sign, so I'll go for yellow one. And what happens when sunlight shines through? So you get all these different effects, all different panes of glass, all different ways that light shines through, and the effects it kind of creates. Obviously, blue comes through as blue, yellow comes through as yellow, and all these kind of things. That's orange comes through as yellow. Red might come through as orange. Yeah, you'd have to be there to see it properly, I think. But how light affects you, because it is affecting you. You know what I mean? It's like this when a full moon and all these kind of things, and everybody has like characteristic changes and stuff like. So like it's like the frequency changes. But you're set at the orange frequency, whereas somebody else is set at the green frequency. So when the light frequency changes, how the orange person reacts to it might be different to how the green person reacts to it. You see, like how it looks blue there, you know what I mean? That one looks white. It's supposed to be yellow. From my view, not looking through my phone, it looks yellow and it looks like a yellow square. These both look orange. They look orange there, but it's slightly lighter. I say that yellow's slightly lighter as well than the window pane. So it'd affect you differently. You'd feel it differently and you'd respond to it differently. You know what I mean? So add all your other signs, like your houses and all these kind of things, which make up your full sign kind of thing. And then you might be a mixture of reds, greens, blues, yellows. And then, how that affects you. Because then you're not just the same as another air sign or water sign or whichever. So we're all experiencing things with this wave of energy which kind of goes through us in a way. See, if this were red, it'd affect all those colours. If it were green, it would affect them again. Maybe, you know, only subtly, but... Oh, actually. You see, like the light patterns. You see visual light related to the stars probably and stuff like. Obviously from morning to night, all that kind of stuff. I think it works both ways because you've got two sides to the equator. So, you know what I mean? Your perspective of where the sun rises is different. So more heart shapes with a centre line. So then you can see it's like a wave. I thought these were quite interesting. Examples of creatures made out of glass. So you can see the water shape without the skin patterns and textures and stuff getting in the way. It's supposed to be, it's got a weird mouth. There it looks a little bit better. It's kind of like the same thing in it because it, like, you know, it's sand and it melted down. So where sand come from, it come from trees, which is another expression of the ocean. Yeah, I just wanted to chuck them in there as an example and stuff like if you see them in shops or whatever and stuff like that kind of thing. Sometimes it can make like a really good example and stuff like, you know, like all the scales and stuff. How it looks like it forms into water. You know, more clearly into that water kind of pattern and stuff like. So now I want to talk about the wave and how that wave and how it forms to create these shapes. You got that one, you also got those as well. So as we see here, it almost looks fairy-esque, like it's some spirit, water spirit kind of dancing or whatever and stuff. They've got like limb or body kind of shapes to them. It's only subtle there, but you see it quite often. And so this is a different thing. So I've got a video. You got this girl, she's got a plate. I'll link the video. And she does this in water. She creates a wave with that plate, pushes it through, and then the vortexes affect how light travels. And so that's what it looks like. It creates a smile shape to add to it. And she said it's not a wave, but it's kind of difficult to say it's not a wave because a wave does the same thing. It creates a vortex, and this is a vortex going through water. So it's a form of wave, one way or another. But yeah, these patterns are quite significant. So when we look at the butterfly, the cobra, and we see those patterns, this is what it's creating. So like there, you got the snake, turn it to the side, then like the, hold on, so like the peacock, it's showing it same thing, same pattern again. So you got the snake, it's, alright, we'll go that way. Same as peacock now. And so here, we've got it going into a pipe, we've got a vortex, a single vortex. So all light gets blocked out there, because all light's following, going down the tunnel. So we've got an example of how chakras function. Like in first series, let's carry on. Now you got this chakra form, right? And then like we spoke about how it takes the energy from the spiritual realm and brings it into this realm, whichever way that goes. Obviously, in this, it goes that way. But so you see it like this. So when the wave turns and it creates all that vortex and all the water gets trapped inside, all this will compress and get tighter, and then it forces water out and stuff. So when it does that, when it forces water out, when it all compresses, it becomes quite hard, you know what I mean? So like, I'll turn it. You can see like the antler horn kind of patterns and shapes, you know what I mean? And plants, you know what I mean? It kind of covers a lot of stuff. So there, it looks almost human-like. There's like shapes to it and stuff. It looks tree-like as well. Trees could create limbs like that. So your seashells, your ram's horns, all those type of things. Like that spider and all that kind of stuff. Like, I've lost it. I don't know where the picture's gone. So all this is the same. And you got the roll-up wave, which is also like the vortex of it and stuff. I mean, it splits off. You know what I mean? This is how you get your legs and all these kind of things. So a combination of a wave hitting a wave and all these kind of things. And you know, it just repeats the information. And each point is a chakra, as we've discussed before and stuff like. And so the chakra is the wave, and everything kind of comes back in on itself. It's like you got the cobra, the what's it called, the peacock, and then the fly as well. Like how you've got, it's the same location for the eyes. So when we look at the, where are you? Oops. The cobra, I'll turn it again. So you go that way. That goes into this, which we spoke about, like the reproductive system in women. So you got like your uterus and all that kind of stuff. And again, how it's repeated with the snake. And that as well. As we see it twisting round. It's basically just one wave, just it's expressed itself in different directions and stuff kind of thing. Like it's from its perspective, this is what it feels like. It tumbles around and it goes all over the shop when it's doing its waves and stuff. So when it reproduces it as a tree, this is responding to sunlight and stuff, but it's still got its own nature. It's not just purely the sunlight. It's like the information, but it should be where its DNA's come from as well. So otherwise, all trees would grow the same, and we wouldn't have any different trees. It'd all be just one type of tree. Um, yeah, it looks alive in a sense, like somebody's arm or leg or all that type of thing. It's showing its same patterns as well in that kind of way. And then you get your like a roll of a wave, other side roll, and all the water caught in between. So that's creating its horn shape, its vortex, all that kind of stuff. Ooh. Hold on. See, it's also the same as this. And see how it cups. So you get the cupping of a wave. It's really good for picking up sound and all that kind of stuff. The sound will travel down the hole. And so in the same sense of the eye, it's kind of like it's designed so you can pick up the light, and the light will travel down the hole. The same for the mouth. It's designed to pick up food, and then the food will travel down the mouth and stuff. So we see it there. And it cups, and then it goes into this fine tunnel. So it's the same as that. And again, referring to like the previous, the first episode where I mentioned the origins of life. I'll link that in the description as well. We're talking about chakras. Everything's all based on that. So how this functions and all that kind of stuff, and where it gets the information, where it's learned it. This is another topic as well. Yeah, so we were discussing final experiment and thinking about this external world and all these kind of things. This is what we're getting in pictures. So we look like we've got two poles, which is why the final experiment is not a problem for me. I expect to see a 24-hour sun at South Pole. I don't agree with any of the maps. I'm not happy with any of them in that kind of sense and stuff like. So what I'm seeing, we've got it's like we've got a solid land, and then we've got this chaotic area. Like a yin and yang story, creation story. It says that that's always in chaos and stuff like. It's always moving, it's always in flow and all these kind of things and stuff like. So so what it is, because everything's a reflection, right? So we've got this flat plane with this celestial sphere going around us, right? But it's like we can see all of it from the flat plane. So it's almost like we're looking inwards. Do you know, like how concave is at sea the realm? And it's like you've got all the land, and then you're looking inwards at that, but that's like on outside. So yeah, that doesn't really make sense for concave, does it? And all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not concave believing and all that kind of stuff. Like, I see it as I've been describing it. It's flat with all this going on. As the sun goes from one extremity to the other extremity, we're witnessing it do its thing. But that picture I showed you, I haven't got enough time. We're on that first episode of Origins of Life, and it showed you like inside of a torus field, and it showed you how the pattern flows and all these kind of, and we've got the same thing going on. So it's gonna like, we're almost like looking in on ourselves. And if you consider that the sun is us, or the whole, which it potentially is, right, then I mean, it's the whole and everything goes round at the same time or whatever, like on stars and all that kind of stuff. Like, well, I'm not sure about that bit, but I think Melodome were on about like how Venus transits the sun or whatever and stuff like that goes round it. Um, so I don't know, depends, but I see it as like looking internal. So wherever I ain't got enough time to explain. Basically, like the sun is us, and we see it like, whilst we're just a prism, a fraction of it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like we're within ourselves, whilst looking at ourselves at the same time. You know what I mean? It's a bit far out, but I'll have to continue it on next episode. Um, I'll try and get my head together with it. But but I don't. That's basics for it anyway. So I'll finish it there, and I'll catch you all in a bit. Thank you.